A very good evening to everybody watching. Thank you for joining us tonight on the evening review. My name is Taiwan Jabela. Tonight on the platform, we are welcoming back an old friend of ours on the platform. That is Ngamane Karuaihe-Upi. He is a relationships mechanic. That is the title, and he ventures into conversations about relationships, the troubles that sometimes come with relationships. And we invited him here in light of an increased number of incidents again in domestic violence. Of course, last week there was the death of Regina Kondombolo, who was found murdered in her flat. And we always wonder what leads to that kind of crime. And Ngamane is here to help us contextualize some of those issues. Very much a pleasure to have you back.
Thanks for having me again.
You have neglected us for some time, but we are glad to have you back. How was Valentine's?
I don't do Valentine's, you know what?
Yeah, you actually don't.
Yeah, I don't waste money on it.
I thought maybe you have evolved with the times.
Create an African something, give it another day, give it power, give it empowerment, give it enlightenment for men and women. I'll take that on. As long as it is about our money running out of the country, no.
So what you said actually in a footage that just actually emerged over the weekend is from it's a blast from the past. The conversation that I had with you, and you were making a very, very poignant point to say there's this issue about you reserve the 14th for all the lovey-dovey things.
Yes.
But the day prior to that and the day after, it's pushing and shouting and everything like that. So how do you make sure that this is not just a once-off thing, that love is alive every day, essentially?
Actually, that leads to another question. Are you in relationships for competition or to complement one another? Because if you are beating up on your husband or your wife, how do you love the person? Love does not go hand in hand with violence. Whichever way you're looking at it, from religious or otherwise, love does not go with violence. Hate, competition, resentment, grudges, those things go with violence. So what do you have in your relationship? Take stock. Why would you have a partner who comes up with an idea or an expression, and that leads to the two of you being conflicted with one another? What's going on? So where are we as couples, as human beings, as men and women, or whichever way we are looking at it, to say, who are we to one another? What do we want? Why are we together? What do you bring that I appreciate? What do I bring that you appreciate? What is it that are my shortcomings that you will assist me with? What are yours that I need to tolerate? Because I shouldn't beat you up over your shortcomings, your inabilities. I knew that you don't know how to cook. So if you bend the food, why should I beat you up? I already knew that you are not you already knew that I'm a lousy driver. So when I bump the car, why should you beat me up? If you are the better driver, why don't you do it? If I am the better cook, why don't I do that? Because then we are looking at what's good in you and what's good in me, and we put it together, and our relationship can go forward. A lot of us don't do that.
Why is it that so I know that there's an evolution of even gender roles, but even for the most liberal couple, there's still an understanding that some roles predominantly remain gender-based. Cooking, for example, I don't believe personally that it should be 50-50. For example, that in 7 days a week, I cook 4 times, the wife cooks 3 times, and next week it's her who does 4 and me 3. Where do we What is your take on gender roles generally?
What works for you? Where is that conversation with you and your partner? Let's look at society and what society is saying are gender roles.
Yeah.
1 to 20, 1 to 400, whatever they are. Where do you fit in? Where do I fit in? What is easy for you? What's easy for me? What's difficult for you? What's difficult for me? Where do we find help outside? Where do we do it ourselves? Where is that conversation so that we don't fight?
Does it take place at what stage of the relationship that consensus
in
take place?
The formation, in the foundation, creation moments. When we meet, especially if you remember, I've said it before and I say dating is not for children. Dating is not for immature people. You need to be an adult. You need to know how to adult. You need to know how to take responsibility, how to be dependable, how to be reliable, how to be responsible. And you need to know how to be mature. Before you connect with somebody else, because you need to know how to interact with that other person.
Yeah.
And whatever they bring, that's good. Whatever they bring, that's bad. You need to be able to handle it.
Yeah.
If you cannot, run away. Leave it alone. It's not for you. Go and prepare. Go and take classes. Do whatever to get yourself to that level. But if you think you are there, you need to be able to be tolerant. You need to be able to be accepting someone's abilities or inabilities, someone's limitations. You need to know them so that you don't force someone to do something that they cannot. If they can, give them the space. If they cannot, take over or find help somewhere else. But when friction is there, it's because we have not done the conversation, the negotiation for what is a healthy relationship between us. When do you do that? When you are creating the relationship. In the first 6 months, in the first year, in the first 2 years, we need to have conversations about all possible and plausible situations and conditions in terms of, if this come up, how do you think we should handle it?
Yeah.
If my mother wants to move in, what are we going to do? If your father should, if whatever the ifs, we discuss it and we create a mental picture of when he show up, how we're going to handle it.
It's well and good, Ngamane, because I mean the advice is proper, but it sounds utopian in some way.
We need to make utopian to be practicalized, because wherever we go, almost all relationships, when you talk to them away from their troubles, what do people do? They talk about the utopian stuff.
Yeah.
So where are we to normalize? Where are we to practicalize the utopian things?
Yeah.
So if you want peace at home, in practice, what are you doing for peace to be there at home? If you want happiness at home, in practice, what are you doing for happiness to be at home? You cannot just theorize it. You cannot just dream it. You cannot just wish for it. You need to put it, you make it manifest. Yes, it sounds utopian, but everything utopian, we can make manifest.
Yeah.
It was an idea. That's what utopia is. It's a lot of ideas. Some people make it manifest. Some people make it materialize. Just like AI, just like smartphones. It was ideas. Yeah. We made it be.
Yeah.
In terms of the abstract things, like happiness, like joy, like peace at home, we can make it materialize. Why and how? We negotiate for it.
Yeah.
How do I handle you when you are upset? How do I handle you when you are stressed? How do I handle you when you are moody? When it's that time of the month, for men or women? We need to, so that I know and I can read you, because we are not mind readers. Yeah. It's like, oh, my partner is not in a good mood, or my partner is in a good mood. Let's do it this way. My partner is not. Let's do it that way. We have talked about that. So when I say, to give me space, and not like the example I always come up with, women who want to wake up their partners at 3 in the morning. Wake up, let's talk. It works for you. Does it work for him? Have you agreed that when you feel so uptight, the best time for you to talk is 3 a.m.? Did we come to agree with that? Or will I wake up and fight you? If we had agreed, yes, wake me up at 3. And if you know how to communicate, you even made me know that you are upset. So I slept early. Yeah. So at 3 in the morning, when you wake me up and we talk about whatever issues, I'm prepared for it. And when we are talking, we are dealing with the issues. We need to separate, like I said before, the separation between issues and personalities. Are you attacking a problem that we are facing, or are you attacking me as a person? I need to know that. Because if you are attacking me, I approach you differently. When you are attacking the issue, we are together as partners. We are facing and fighting that issue that's giving us a problem. Whether it's the alcohol by you or me, whether it's the late bills, whether it's the mortgage that's too difficult, maybe we need to move to a smaller house, whatever it is, but it's outside of us. Yeah. If we are partners, we fight that together. That's why when we get married, we talk about we become one to face the rest of the world. If we are not one, we will fight each other. Yeah. But if we are one, I will not fight you. I will look at our problems with like, honey, sweetheart, darling, how do we handle that? Yeah. The children don't listen to me. How do we handle it? The neighbor looks at me funny. How do we handle it? My boss at work, how do we handle it?
Yeah, I agree. we go very short break and return with Ngamane Karuaihe-Upi. Our conversation continues on the evening review with Ngamane Karuaihe-Upi. There are two things that I want us to deal with in the short second segment that we have left. First is the divorce cases that are the courts are choking on divorce cases right now. Mm-hmm. There was a time 2 weeks ago when 111 or so on the same day in court. Is it the absence of those things that you alluded to say if those things are not in place, the outcome is likely to be that, or what is this?
Yes, it is.
Suddenly.
Yes, it is. In addition to the lack of support, societal support, community support, family support in people having healthy relationships. So that's your business. No, bedroom business is a private business. But yet bedroom business, people are killing each other. People are beating each other up. But where are we as concerned parents, as concerned friends, as concerned relatives, as concerned members of society to say, hey, look at, why do you have a bruise? Oh, what happened? No, man. Where are we to have those type of conversations so that people can stop suffering in silence? Appearing to be all together, appearing to be all wholesome to the rest of the world, but on the inside they are suffering, they are burning, they are so frustrated, that they want to explode. And when they explode, we are not there. But how did we help them to deal with, when you have a problem with your husband, when you have a problem with your wife, with your girlfriend, when you are approaching a person for a relationship, these things, what works for me or what works for my sister? Where are we to have those conversations what are the healthy things that we need to emulate, imitate? Now, yes, we are individuals. The way I'm doing something is not the same way you will do, but generally we still do the same kind of things.
Yeah.
It's similar. We all look for honesty, we all look for respect, we all look for love, we all look for fun, we all look for good times. There is no definition of good time that is so different from my definition of good time. The context it's the same. The content may be different.
Yeah.
You want a party in the evenings. I'm tired for sun rising, so I want a party late in the afternoon. By 9 p.m. I want to be in my bed, but we're still going to have a party. So we can do similar things but differently. I want to get drunk on Oros. You want to get drunk on whiskey. But we can do those type of things.
Yeah.
But there is no way that something that as a collective we can say this is something negative that you or somebody else will say, no, but that's positive.
There's one thing that I think we, as a society, we tend to overlook, and I'm deeply concerned about it, and that is the issue of money in relationships. That somehow, already from the stage of dating, from your Valentine's Day or even just on random days, that he's a broke guy, I cannot date broke guys or whatever. It's particularly a women thing right now. What does he do? Where does he work? What does he have? Now, and then people, because it's money, people come up with a relationship, they start dating, and because life being life, along the way, the husband was a CEO, his 5-year contract was not renewed. Then he becomes like me, an ordinary guy. Then she can no longer stomach that status, that new status of the thing. So the very foundation from the beginning was already built on something that is not sustainable. And things
you are saying it. And that's what I'm referring to say, how did we negotiate for the end of that contract? If you lose your job, if you lose your mobility because of a car accident or an illness, we have not talked about who are we to be to one another. You are talking about money. That's one. Culture is another. Traditions is another. Conditioning is another. The woman is making 2-3 times the money, but she's still conditioned to see her man as the provider. She's the one providing. When is she to let go to say, wait a minute, when it comes to money, I'm bringing all the money home. Honey, how do we enjoy this money? And not, no, I'm the woman, this is my money, as per my culture or my tradition, you are the man, you are supposed to be the provider, and if you don't have it together, you are broke, you are whatever. When do we get ourselves out of that mess? Because the conditioning from 2,000 years ago and 100 years ago, it's still with us. When do we evolve in those things? So a woman who is doing well and still expecting her man who doesn't have what it takes to be at her level and then look down on him, something is not in place. The same way a man who is making all the money and looking at his wife as a housewife and looking down on her, he didn't become successful without her. Just like as the woman who is successful will not retain that without his support. Where are we creating those avenues to be realistic and complacent in who we are in terms of our abilities? If your man is broke, how are you helping him? If your woman is not educated, how are you helping her? So the unrealistic expectations is what needs fixing. The unmet expectations need a discussion. If you have yourself elevated on a pedestal where it's like, no, we drive Lamborghinis. the contract comes to an end. The Lamborghini is not paid off yet. It must go back to wherever. How did you prepare yourself for that?
Yeah.
How realistic were you to say, we can afford this and we can afford that, we can do this, we can go on vacation, mostly to Europe. I don't know why. Africa is big enough. But that's what people do. When these things are not in place anymore, because life is life, and life can change, how have you prepared yourself?
Absolutely.
And where is that conversation for the two of you to still remain one? When those opportunities, when those challenges show up.
Absolutely. Now, on the issue of this so-called passion killings, whatever.
There's no passion in this kind of killing. It's toxic, murderous murder.
Yeah. Let me still conclude this question because I have this feeling that, in most of the cases, you'll hear that people were stabbed to death or whatever over issues of infidelity. That is, for me, the main cause of that. There are pockets of other reasons that you find along the way, but the most one is a person perceived to be unfaithful and this and that. What drives people into having multiple relationships?
Entitlement.
And can partners realistically actually stomach that? Because it's easier said than done. Oh no, just leave, walk away, which is actually the ideal way. But a lot of people simply cannot, they don't possess that wisdom.
That's why at the beginning I said, be grown enough, be mature enough to know what are you offering and what can you receive.
Yeah.
I'm your partner. You are not my property. I'm your partner, and I'm your partner. Life is a transaction. All relationships are transactional. We get married because we have come to say, through thick and thin, for richer and poorer, we will make life. It's a transaction we have worked out. If that transaction and the conditions and the environment to that transaction cannot be maintained, we divorce. But where are we to know, Kusha? We wanted to go east. That road is blocked. We never negotiated on going west. Let's go our separate ways. Not force the way to east when that road is blocked. The sense of entitlement, attachment. When you see that I cannot live without a person, the person cannot live without me. The whole thing of possession. You are my property. You are my this. You are my that. When we are supposed to be two independent people who are interdependent, who choose, we decide to say, let's live life together. And not, I'm dependent on you, or I am obligated to you, or no. Yeah. Because in the absence of a clear understanding of who are you to me and who am I to you, and how can we handle challenges and the good times and the bad times, when things come, I can panic and lose my cool. When things come, I can lose my sense and do something that, I never meant to harm him. I never meant to harm her. But how did you get there? So on the inside, what were you working with over the last 2, 3, 4, 10, 20 years to get to that point?
So last question, we have 30 seconds left only. People tend to simplify the reasons for cheating, for example. People say, if you already have a woman, you have sex. If it's about sex, you actually get enough of that. What still do you want to have sex with another person again? What drives these things? Because literally you have exactly what you want. Is it the looks of other people? What is it?
Greed, our conditioning in terms of who we are, who is superior, who is inferior, who is the head of household, who's not, who can have 5 wives and who cannot. All of those things play a role.
Yeah.
The whole thing of I am me and I need to please me.
Is there a perceived status that comes with a man who sleeps around, that somehow you are perceived to be?
It is still there. You are a player. You are a gigolo. You are Mr. Man. When it is the other opposite, the woman is trash, the woman is whatever. It's still there. We still have cultures and traditions that applaud men who have more than one woman. That's a man. That's a bull. We are not bulls. We are human beings. Yeah. We are here to serve one another in relationships. And that does not get the attention it deserves.
Yeah.
To be a servant to your partner. Yeah. Your partner being a servant to me on boundaries and terms of engagement that's healthy for each other. We don't have those conversations. And so when I'm entitled, when I feel like it, because when my wife cheats, oops, my wife is cheating, she is preferring Toivo, maybe I need to step out. No! How dare she violate me?
Yeah.
And so now I feel like entitled to do harm to her. Absolutely. Those are the things we don't discuss at length.
Absolutely. Ngamane, thank you for coming through. I appreciate your views all the time.
No problem, anytime.
Yeah, wonderful. That's Ngamane Karuaihe-Upi sharing again, like he always does, his very wise words on how to approach challenges in relationships that can actually avoid sometimes catastrophes. Thank you for watching.